Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I can tell who got a full night's sleep, so that just kind of shows. But first, I want to start out by thanking Chairman Thompson for all of your work on your portion of the bill. I know you've been working a long time, and you have not only the America's farmers in concern, that you're concerned with them and you're working towards them, but also the people that are affected by the bill. So I appreciate your work. And Chairman Guthrie and Chairman Wahlberg, appreciate what you've done. I mean, you have done wonderful things, and I know that you've been working on it for months and months and months, went through your committee, and we've all been working on those things over a great span of time. And Mr. Smith, Chairman Smith, excuse me, I have to say, I thank you for your work on Ways and Means, and I was honored to work with you on that. We've been working well over a year, working through all of these provisions and making sure that we are addressing the issues that we need to keep the economy going, to offer tax breaks to the middle income, and all of those things that we did. And you mentioned some of the provisions, or a lot of the provisions that were and we've discussed a few of them that are in the bill. And I wanted to get just a little more specific, because some of, as we were talking about, we need to talk about people, we need to talk about what's going on. And we heard about how important 199 over the year that we worked. And I'm sure everybody has heard from their constituents. We heard about how important the 199A 20% deduction is, and we were able to increase that to 23%. I'll just tell you, in my district, that affects 55,000 small businesses and family farms. And you know what? I don't think they're billionaires. I mean, if I have 55,000 billionaires in my district, that's incredible. I would like to meet them. And just to put it into perspective, in Ms. Scanlon's district, there are 60,000 small businesses that would be hit with a 43.4% tax rate if this bill isn't put in place. In Mr. Negus's district, it's over 110,000 small businesses that are affected by 199A. In Ms. Ledger Fernandez's district, it is over 41,000 small businesses. And in Mr. McGovern's, it is 67,000 small businesses that are affected. And these are not billionaires. They're not billionaires. These are small businesses, the backbone of our communities. And that's why that's so important. This bill does invest in tax relief for workers, families, farmers, rural communities in a way that we haven't seen before. This is incredible. And if we talk about the child tax credit, we talk about the enhanced child tax credit. In my district, 75,000 families are affected by that provision. In Ms. Scanlon's district, there are 83,000 families that are affected by that. Mr. Negus's district, 73,000 families that are affected by the child tax credit. In Ms. Ledger Fernandez's district, 75,000. And in Mr. McGovern, almost 100,000. And all of those people would see their child tax credit cut in half without this bill. These are regular people, regular middle income people that will be affected if we do not take to heart those provisions and pass this bill. This is about making sure that people have what they need and the middle income are there and supported. And I also just wanted to say, we've made some mention about the length of time and that these provisions haven't been made permanent. And just as a side note, just to throw it out, when Democrats in 2022 passed the Inflation Reduction Act, they only extended the enhanced premium tax credits through 2025. Was there an election in 2024? Yeah, because I think that was the implication, that we had somehow done it because of an election. But instead, what was prioritized in that bill was wealthy individuals trying to buy electric vehicles. So that was the difference. This bill actually helps the middle income and not just do that. But I did want to just really focus a little bit, and I want Mr. Chairman Smith, we've talked a lot about the families and the middle income, but I did want to circle back and just talk a little bit about the provision that we put for seniors, that we created for seniors. So if you could talk just a little bit about that.
Absolutely. First off, I just want to hit on this bill affects 40 million children with the child tax credit. So every congressional district is drastically affected. In regards to the tax relief for seniors, this is currently in the tax code. A senior 65 years old and older gets to deduct about $1,900 from their standard deduction. They can get the standard deduction if they're single, $15,000, and then that senior deduction is an added tax savings for them. What we did, we actually increased it $4,000. So now they'll be able to deduct almost $6,000 of that standard deduction, and that is equivalent. That is the equivalent of a person who makes $75,000 or less a year not owing any on Social Security, any taxes on Social Security.
And Chairman Smith, I just have to ask so we can make sure that everybody understands. Are those billionaires?
If someone makes less than $75,000 a year, they're definitely not billionaires.
Thank you for clarifying that for me, because I hear that a lot, that we are just, benefiting billionaires, and it's absolutely not true. The American people are positively affected by this bill, the average middle-income family, and I thank you for putting it together, and I thank the chair for all of the input for this bill. And with that, I yield back.